Well, welcome to Meditation Monday. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and lead this one. First time ever, me taking the wheel, so kind of excited, a little bit nervous. I appreciate you guys' grace with this. But we're gonna talk about intuition today. So, what is intuition? Um, so my definition of intuition would be a direct connection to a higher power. Um, Sometimes intuition can come through a gut feeling, an inner knowing, and every single person is being guided each and every moment of the day. The question is, are you listening? So these you could receive intuition, like I said, through gut feelings, synchronicities, dreams, inner knowing. There's several ways. In my personal experience, the biggest transformations have taken place when I ask for guidance and then I sit and I listen through meditation. And it's not always that guidance comes through in the meditation itself, but where the meditation is powerful is it kind of clears the slate, kind of wipes everything out of my own head and resets back to baseline. And then it kind of quiets the noise so that I can recognize the guidance that is always there. Meditation also helps me because I'm able to carry these meditation techniques throughout the day. And what I mean by that is, when in Jacob and I's form of meditation, it's constantly letting go. It's letting go of these thoughts, just letting things arise and pass. And when we do that throughout the day, we're able to stay open, stay relatively quiet, and be fully present in the moment, which allows us to be able to receive God's guidance. And then when intuition comes, it's like a deep knowing. It's like I know this is what I'm supposed to say. I know this is what I'm supposed to do or act on. And then there's like a certain level of trust that comes after that, like trusting in this intuition. For me personally, this has been like my biggest hurdle. I'm learning to tune into this intuition to fully trust and fully have faith. And I use faith here not as like a belief, but more as fully letting go and trusting in that intuition, trusting that God has the wheel, that this is the right move, and yeah, just fully letting go. Um, and I think like learning to tune into this intuition can be extremely powerful because when we tune in, when we tune in and we have faith to the inner guidance, we can begin to co-create our own realities, which is huge. It's huge. It's so powerful. And it's not like a forcing of things to happen. It's more of like an allowing of things to happen in like the highest possible way that they can. So, yeah, I don't know if Jacob, you have anything to kind of add, anything I kind of missed. What are your thoughts here?
Man, first, that was amazing, Jeff. Thank you.
Thanks,
Um,
man.
Thank you for leading us through the intuition. Um, I think that was perfect. The only thing that I can say is we all came here with intuition. You're born
Hmm.
with it in your body. And then you come here as a baby with your intuition totally tuned in and connected to God. And then we're taught and we're told that we're born in Jacksonville, Florida, to Robert and Melody Denson. And this is your family, and this is where you go to school, and this is your religion, and this is, you're just bombarded with all these things that create something. It's not your intuition, it's not your natural Um, um, it's not your true self. It's not your true essence. Your true essence is intuitive in nature. You know, it's natural, and you're in tune with God. So, um, I think clearing the mind, like you're talking about, like through meditation, which we do, and letting all this stuff go, like your intuition isn't something you have to search for or find. It's
Hmm.
already in you. You just have to let go of all the things that you've been told and taught and have been drilled in you. This is who you are. This is what you do. You know, I'm a contractor and I build homes, and um, that's not who you are. Those are things you do, and just like um, it's just it's not your true self. So the more you can let go of the mind and let go of all those things, then you tap back into your intuition, which was there the whole time. So no need to search for it.
Yeah.
Just a big need to let go. Just let
Yeah.
go, clear out, clear the mind, clear the body, become pure, and let your intuition like align back up with your body and mind.
Yeah. And
But
then
yeah,
as we learn to tune into our intuition, we can get confirmation, right? Like, so we can start getting confirmation, like these amazing opportunities popped up because I acted on my intuition. Or there's been times where I've sent somebody a video or something, just something as silly as sharing a YouTube video, and they're like, "Boom, that helped me so much in that time when you sent this video," and that's confirmation, like I was supposed to do this. And it can be small, it can be huge. I mean, yeah,
yeah. And the more that you have those confirmations, the more that you like witness and get feedback on those confirmations, the more you can relax into knowing that's your intuition speaking. Like,
yeah,
and you learn to let go more of the fear and the doubt, and you learn to trust God. You know, you're standing in the woods having a conversation with Papa Thogs, about some spiritual stuff, and a big bald eagle flies right over you, man, while you're like videoing the trees. It's like it's such a magical experience, and this like confirmations and this connection with God is going on, regardless whether we're aware of it or not. It's just
yeah,
amazing to be here, and glad to be here with you guys and drop into this meditation and practice this letting go.
yeah. Super grateful to be here. Um, does anybody have anything they'd like to add or share, or before we get started?
I have a question.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
when you talked about the YouTube video, evidently that had some other wisdom or guidance you were sharing with that person.
It did. Yeah, that one. Yep.
Okay, so what's the place? How is intuition affected by or guided by any sources of outside wisdom?
How is it affected or guided
Yeah,
by?
right, right. I mean, are they
So
two separate tracks altogether, or does one inform the other?
No, I'm saying like if I was looking at a YouTube video and I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna share this with so and so," that's like an intuition, like I'm gonna do
Mhm.
this.
and then they got help from the video, so
Right.
then they say, yes, that was right on time, like thank you so much for thinking of me and sending that. That's like a confirmation that, yeah, I was right in listening, that I should have sent this to Jacob
Hmm.
Mhm.
or John or whoever.
Right. Or like another example, I was driving down the road the other day, saw this guy walking in the rain, construction vest on, carrying a lunchbox or whatever, going the opposite direction of me. I pull up like, "Hey man, you want to ride?" Whatever. He hops in. We have a beautiful conversation. Doesn't even have to be about anything like spiritual, whatever, just a great conversation. And this guy was like getting out of my car talking about how there's great people in the world still. And and he's so glad that he rode in the car with me, and this is awesome. And it's just like just no, instead of just passing that guy by, I picked him up, and then his day was better, my day was better. It's just an
Hmm.
And
intuition, and that's just like small stuff, you know? Doesn't have to be like huge things. It can be, but it doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
But yeah,
like Brian the other day, and
there you
I had an
go.
amazing meditation experience last Thursday morning with Haley and Brian. And generally, we get on our couple session, couple therapy, couple coaching, and we just dive right into conversation. And we all take a few deep breaths together every time. And Brian says, "What if we just like sit in some silent meditation this morning?" And we're like, "Yeah, sure, let's do it." So we close our eyes, and there's chaos in my mind, and I um I keep like chasing these thoughts down. And generally over the past like several months, it's been like I close my eyes, start taking some deep breaths, and I'm in this expansive stillness um of just pure like presence and awareness. And there's no distractions, there's no thoughts, there's none of this stuff. And like all my mind is doing is thinking and telling me stuff and running and running and running. And I've been experiencing, I think maybe I shared this with you guys last Monday, like a little bit of like separation and fear and doubt and all this stuff like coming in. So, anyways, I sit there and just feels like this goes on forever and ever. And we just continue sitting there. And so I'm thinking, man, we're doing this for a long time. Then all of a sudden, I just come back to my breath, and all of a sudden, everything just falls away. It was complete silence. It's like I could see everything just fall right out of my mind. And I was, I saw the brightest light. It felt like I used this to describe this to somebody last night. It felt like somebody had a leaf blower of the sun's light, putting it right on my face, just like blasting me with sunshine. And all I could think of was it's okay to let go. You can let go of your doubts and your fears and totally jump into the light. And you can trust yourself. You can trust God. You can trust this experience you're having. And it was like it was probably the most powerful meditation I've ever had. And so, Brian, I shared that in the circle later Thursday night. And Brian was talking about, the guidance, tuning into the guidance. And he's like, and that's how you know that your intuition was right. Like, because he came in and instead of starting us in a conversation, he like listened to something, his intuition or God, his guidance saying, let's meditate. And we meditated for like 35 minutes. That's over half of our session. And he said like something just kept telling him, nope, we're not done meditating yet. Not done meditating yet. And it was all like divine to bring me back to this place of like alignment with my true self and my connection with God. And it was just like that's what was needed. And that's what was coming through him to do on that session. And that's what we did. And it's just amazing. Like, so yeah, the more that we follow these and the more confirmations. So me sharing that in the circle, he's like, oh yeah, it makes perfect sense. Like that's why I was being told to do that. So that's these confirmations, and then eventually you learn, the more confirmations you get, the more comfortable you get in trusting that. And you don't need the confirmations. You just learn to trust the
Hmm.
intuition and let it flow. Trust the guidance and let it flow.
Beautiful, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and get started. Um, Jacob, we were gonna do 30. I think we should do 20 because this kind of like went. You cool?
Okay. Yeah.
You cool?
We went into
Yeah,
some
we went a little
conversation there.
long there on the conversations. So we'll do 20-minute meditation. For anyone that's new, I'll just go over our method real quick. So we're just gonna breathe and breathe in. I like to breathe in through my nose and then out through my mouth. So, and I like to, so what we're doing here is just focusing on your breath. Any thoughts that come and go, just let them. The idea is to not have any thoughts, but to just not attach to your thoughts. So as we breathe in and out, when we notice our thoughts starting to run, we just let them go and bring our uh, awareness right back to our breath. So we'll go ahead and get started. We'll do a few breaths together, and then we'll meditate breathing on our own for 20 minutes. I'm just going to start a timer here. All right, so if everyone just wants to get nice and comfortable, and then we'll take a breath in together. Just remembering to breathe deep into your belly. Let your belly fully expand all the way up into your chest and then out, in, and out, and in, and out, and in, and out. And let's just breathe on our own now. Just remembering to let go of your thoughts as they come, to fully feel the love that is constantly surrounding you, and to let go of any negativity and anything that does not serve you. All right. Everybody wants to just start coming back to the present moment here and slowly open your eyes, take a look around, notice how you're feeling, notice if anything looks different, feels different. Mhm. Does anyone have anything they'd like to share? Any reflections, insights, anything come through?
Man, that was amazing. Um, I'm just remembering back to a time when I didn't know anything about, I didn't understand anything about the things I'm like experiencing and talking about now. Um, I remember hearing these things about what meditation could be like, and um, what life, what reality, what my experience could be like. Um, but really not having experienced it, you just don't know. I just had no idea. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and thinking about like trying to help people um, have their own experience of this. Like there was a moment when it's like everything fell away, and instantly I knew, um, okay, well, this is it. This is this is the stillness. This is my connection to God. Like it's a very you just know. You can just feel the experience. Everything in you just knows. And
Mm-hmm.
until that point, until you've had that experience, you don't know. I just didn't know. And it's like nobody could tell me, like, you do this, this, and that, and then this will happen. Um, the only thing that I can do is like point to it, like point in the direction. Like you can do these things, but until like I had that experience on my own, I just didn't know and understand. And now there's just like, it's just like a knowing, like you just feel it. You remember, like you remember the soul, you remember your soul. And
Mm-hmm.
it's a unique feeling and experience. And I urge anyone who's listening now or in the future, or anyone that I can ever help in the future or now, like, if you haven't had this experience and you don't know what I'm talking about, but you're intrigued by it and you want to, then I think you can earnestly try um, to do these things, sit in meditation and just continue seeking. And eventually everything falls away, and um, your true essence is revealed.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks for sharing that, Jacob. I think it's like there's got to be a desire there first. So the person has to have the desire. And then I think there's got to be like a willingness to let go and just continuously let go, let go, let go, and just
Let go and let God.
let go and let God and just allow that stillness to come. I know when it happened for me, um, it was a very pivotal moment in my life, but it was during my personal retreat at Brian's. And I had meditated for years up until that point and never reached this like stillness. I had had like thoughts calm down, but I'm talking like a deep, deep, deep stillness where there's absolutely nothing. And it's probably one of the most beautiful experiences of my life. Nothing but pure awareness. And I have no idea how long I was in that um, space because I know I only had a watch. I didn't have like my cell phone or whatever, but I remember looking at my watch and like 2 hours had gone by from the time that I sat down. But I guess like my point was like I wasn't trying to get there either. I was just
Yeah.
being in the woods, just sitting and just continuously just letting go of my thoughts, like not expecting anything to happen, just nothing else going on, just continuously letting go, letting go, letting go, and then boom. It's like this it's amazing experience. But yeah,
And now you know.
now I know, man, and now I'm able to drop in. Not, I'll be honest, I can't drop in there every single time I meditate, but I am able to drop back in and do so frequently. Does anybody else have anything they'd like to share? Awesome. Well, I'm extremely grateful for everyone being here. I'm extremely grateful to be here. So thank you all very much. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Jacob.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Jack.
thanks,
Yeah,
Pops.
thanks, Papa Dog. Thanks, everybody. Thank you.
Yep,
See that heart, Aaron. Thank you. Bye, Rachel. Love you. Love you guys so much. Thank you.
yep. Love you guys. We'll see you next week. Thanks again.
Peace.